Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om 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 Nithyananda. From today I will start the philosophy and history of Madurai Adinam. Please understand, this is world's most ancient Hindu organization. I can say religious organization. Forget about Hindu organization. Religious organization. I can say organization. See, organization started from religion. The idea of organization is originated from religion. The idea of religion is originated from Hinduism. So, if this is the world's most ancient Hindu organization, I can say this is the first organization on the planet Earth. Please understand, this is world's oldest organization. This organization has two history. One prehistoric period, another one recorded history. Recorded history, no doubt, no problem. The facts are there. I will present it as it is. I will read from the Akashic records and give you all prehistoric informations also. I will give you all the prehistoric informations about the whole Adinam and the whole tradition. I can say this will be the comprehensive history of Hindu religion. Comprehensive history and philosophy of Hindu religion. This organization is created directly by the first incarnation of Shiva, Sundareshwara, an incarnation of Devi, Meenakshi. Please understand, even the word incarnation is not exactly right, because incarnation means you assume, superconsciousness assumes human body and comes out. But Sundareshwara and Meenakshi did not live in any mother's womb, did not assume human body in a usual way, how we all have assumed human body. Meenakshi straight walked out of the Homagni, sacred fire, as a 3-year-old child. She did not stay in mother's womb and come out in a usual way. She just reduced her frequency from the Akashic layer, the sky, the space, straight to the physical level. She used fire as a medium. Please understand, there are 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. The beings who are living in the space are enlightened beings, Jivan Muktas, the divine beings. Beings who are living in this body, physical earth, are human beings. Meenakshi did not assume the human body in a normal way. She used fire as a medium. Please understand, fire is a medium. If you put these 2 elements, the earth and water, into fire, it will convert them into air and space. It's a medium, center. You can go from formless to form, or formless to form, or form to formless. From form to formless, you can move through fire. Anything with form offered into fire will be made into formless. Same way, anything formless to assume form has to enter through the fire. That is why I have to use Arunachala, the fire. Fire is a prerequisite for formless to assume the form, for the formless to enter the form. Meenakshi did the same thing. There was a huge sacred fire ceremony, Homa ceremony, which Meenakshi has used. She used that frequency and just entered from formless to form, assumed the human body of 3-year-old child. Please understand, it's a very significant information. Only at the age of 3, the Pratyagatma Chaitanya Jagrata is possible. Your biomemory and brain is matured to feel the individual existence of consciousness. Even in my case, when I assumed the body, means when I took birth, the body was matured equivalent to 3-year-old child. My mother used to say, I was 10-pound weight. Indian village kids, Indian village mothers can never imagine delivering 10-pound child. Because usually Indian village kids, Indian village mothers are malnourished, undernourished, and I am not born in a rich family. I am born in a very middle class family, and there was no special pregnancy care given to my mother, nothing. The moment I was born, my mother said, I was so huge. She felt as if I was inside for 5 years. Because only in 3 years, third year, the body becomes matured, biomemory becomes matured to feel the individual awakening of consciousness. So Meenakshi straight walked out of the fire as a 3-year-old child, assuming the form. I don't even want to use the word human body, because our human physiology was never a normal physiology. It was never a normal physiology. Of course, there's no question of psychology, but even our physiology was never normal physiology. She just assumed a form, not human body. The first and foremost form of the Supreme Mother, Divine Mother, Meenakshi. See, till her appearance, in human plane, there was no monastery or religion, tradition evolved. You may ask, then how did they do the sacrifice? The Homa, it was done by the divine rishis. Human beings were not introduced to the religion, spiritual concepts and truths. It was only for a special divine beings who assume from formless to form, come down, perform these sacred acts, elevate human beings, help human beings temporarily and go back. There was no organized system for human beings to evolve and elevate themselves to the higher level. Meenakshi and Sundareshwara, Shiva and Devi felt the need for an independent system to evolve human beings to the highest possibility, to the highest form of existence, or formless existence. So Meenakshi Sundareshwara assumed the form to elevate human beings to the highest form, human beings to the highest existence.
Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nithyananda has been placed alongside Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, Paulo Coelho and others by Mind, Body, Spirit, the world's top esoteric magazine from Watkins, London's oldest and largest bookstore. A yogi by birth, he has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English. Translations of these books are available in 26 languages in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Marathi, French, Malay, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, German, Danish, Spanish, Russian and Chinese. He is also an exemplary speaker with over 10,000 hours of profound life solutions through his discourses. Social services such as Annadaan, free medical care, free educational services with ashrams, schools, temples, hospitals established in more than 140 places around the world, offering exceptional services. A powerful spiritual healer who has healed millions of people of diseases from migraine to cancer. A Kriya Yogi who has formulated Kriyas for physical health and mental well-being, benefiting thousands. A living master who offers practical solutions for our everyday problems. He is the founder and spiritual head of Nithyananda Dhyanapeetham, a spiritual powerhouse who has revived the sacred Vedic tradition by establishing Vedic temples in places like Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, Toronto, Ohio, Oklahoma, Phoenix, St. Louis, Malaysia, Brazil, Paris, Guadeloupe, Dallas, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Calgary, Vancouver, Singapore, and places in India like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Tiruvannamalai. A spiritual guru for 10 million followers, an incarnation who transmits the highest spiritual energy through initiation, a contemporary yogi who has revived the Vedic science of yoga worldwide through thousands of yoga centers, an adept in Ashtamaha-siddhis, mystical yogic powers, who has effortlessly awakened the Kundalini of thousands and graced them with spiritual powers, a dynamic young guru who is an inspiration for thousands of youngsters, India's most watched spiritual guru online, a beacon of spiritual light who has triumphed over the forces of religious terrorism and political persecution. Paramahamsa Nithyananda is an eternal Kalpataru, blessing the world with the boons of material abundance and spiritual enlightenment. He is the 293rd Pontiff of the world's most ancient Hindu organization, Madurai Adinam.
Nithyanandaya swagatam Anandanubhavaswadam Sarvaroga nivarakam Vande papa vinashaktam Nithyanandaya swagatam Nityamuktam nirvikalpam Dhyanaloka pradipakam Vande shantamayam bandham Nithyanandaya swagatam Anandagandha sancharam Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam Vande jnanalayam natham Nithyanandaya swagatam.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasada.
Anandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunareidam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, welcome to this beautiful day of the Aavani Tiruvizha Brahmotsavam. Today morning we are going to be receiving the Sundareshwara Swami and Meenakshi Devi at Kailasa in Madurai. We are all just getting ready and very excited, and after preparing ourselves and preparing all these choicest gifts for Meenakshi Sundareshwara, we are waiting for their arrival at Kailasa Madurai. And today we are going to be celebrating one of the wonderful leelas that Somasundareshwara had played to give one of his devotees a sack of gold that he was desiring on himself. Yes, this leela is one of the most famous leelas in the Tiruvizha Puranam. In this story, the way that Somasundareshwara comes forth and stands up for a point is one of the most famous stories that many people have wanting to listen to and continuously quote. Today we are going to also receive the darshan of Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivam in Somasundareshwara in Adi Kailasa, and also offer them our worship and puja. This Brahmotsavam is a celebration of the Leelas of Paramashiva when he came as Somasundareshwara, which are described in great detail in the Tiruvilayadal Puranam. In this particular Brahmotsavam, the main festival is the Somasundareshwara Pattabhishekam. The Somasundareshwara Pattabhishekam is when Paramashiva is coronated as the king of the Pandya Desha, and from there he literally ran the whole universe. If you have seen the clip that we were just playing for you, Swamiji himself said that the first organization itself in the whole world is the organization of the Madurai Samrajyam, of the one that is made by Meenakshi Sundareshwara, where they organized the whole cosmos and ran the whole cosmos from Madurai, this sacred city where Paramashiva himself came and married Meenakshi Devi, and together they ruled the whole universe from Madurai. The handing over of the ruling authority from Meenakshi to Sundareshwara happens in this very Brahmotsavam. They are for ruling, having the rule, Sundareshwara rules for 8 months from the month of Aavani till the month of Chitre, and then from Chitre till Aavani, Devi Meenakshi rules for those 4 months, and we all have been here to celebrate the Meenakshi Pattabhishekam, which was a grand festival, and then now we are going to be celebrating the Sundara Rajapandian, the one who has taken on the next and who has Paramashiva himself. And beautifully, the Tiruvilayadal and the temple itself shows the various leelas that Somasundareshwara himself came and did, giving liberation. Yes, it is a beautiful way. It is not just a story of a hero or someone who comes to the rescue. Yes, it is many times a story of Paramashiva coming to the rescue when a devotee is at need. But it was also a test to bring out the best devotion from the devotees. That was the way. To be able to get people to relinquish their lower desires and relinquish their day-to-day karmas that bind them to the life cycle, to relinquish those and to embrace oneness with Paramashiva, to embrace just the pure devotion to Paramashiva. That was what the Leelas of Somasundareshwara did. And of course, in this particular day's Leela, we are celebrating the story of one of his devotees named Dharmi. There was a king named Sembagavandian who was very fascinated with the fragrances of flowers and always took the Sambagapu, which has a very beautiful fragrance, and offered it to Paramashiva. And he would take the flowers every day and offer. And one day when he was in the gardens, he noticed that there was a beautiful fragrance coming from somewhere, an extraordinary fragrance that he wanted to find. So he was searching, seated. After some time of searching, he still was able to smell the beautiful fragrance. Then he noticed that the fragrance was coming from the very person next to him. Yes, the queen. The fragrance was ebbing from her very tresses, her hair. And he was coming to a question, actually. This fragrance was coming from the hair. And yes, we are now seeing the street of the Amman street that is there in front of Kailasa, Madurai. This street is the very street on which the deities come out of the temple. And you can see at the end of the street there is the Gopuram of the Meenakshi temple. The Gopuram is the temple tower that plays a role in the architecture, and it is also a scientific wonder to be able to attract so much of positive energy. This whole celestial tower, it is literally connecting us to the cosmos itself. So from that gate, the deities of the Panchamurti will be coming, led by the procession with the Gaja and the Nandi. The deities that will be coming are Mahaganappadi, Subramanya Swami, along with Sumandareshwara Swami, after him Meenakshi Devi, Utsambal, and then finally the deity of Chandikeshwara. And yes, now we are receiving the Nandi, who is leading the procession with the Bhairam, and the sound of the bull, and then the deity, the priests are holding the Shengol, leading the procession, bringing the royal ambience, the Kailasa ambience, and we're also seeing in the top of the elephant also, the Gajam leading the procession, bringing that beautiful royal ambience, telling us that Chokkanadar Sundareshwara Swami is coming. Then the first deity will be arriving at Kailasa Madurai is Mahaganapathi. We pray to Mahaganapathi now, who is the remover of all the obstacles, who is the treasure of our lives, to whom we offer our deepest gratitude for removing all obstacles in our life, and we treasure him as the leader amongst us, who is the one who makes us a leader and removes all the obstacles, the vigna in our way, internally and externally, for our path in fulfillment and success in our lives. We pray to Mahaganapathi. We offer to him our Mandagappadi, our traditional offerings of flower garlands, and we pray for all the auspicious things to manifest through this, by his darshan. And then the next deity that we are going to be seeing is, of course, Subramanya Swami. Subramanya Swami is the very deity of the temple, who removes all the fears within us. Yes, Subramanya being the god of the Swadhisthana Chakra, the god who removes all the fear and brings us tremendous courage. As he is the manifestation of Paramashiva, he is the most powerful and expression of Paramashiva, and he comes forth. And then we have, of course, now the very deity of Somasundareshwara Swami before us. We are so honored to receive him and have his darshan today in front of Kailasa Madurai. Somasundareshwara Swami, who graced so many beings and gave them liberation and gave them relief from their suffering in their life. The Somasundareshwara Swami, who brings tremendous joy, who we can just rely on to be there for us, to continue to shower on us, to continue to be there like a friend, a father. He is there in our lives more than anything, and he's continuously showering on us. He is there, and if you ever know and connect with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the most handsome, friendly, and just charismatic person who is just there in your life whenever you need it, and he's always there taking care and also doing the work of removing our karmas on the way and making it so effortless. Like that, we connect with Somasundareshwara himself, and through the divine grace and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, we also have the darshan of Devi Meenakshi. Devi is the mother of the cosmos herself. If you ever see the administrative qualities and the very charisma with which Swamiji runs, with the compassion with which he has patience to attend to every one of us, that is the qualities that he, you can say, are coming from the Devi Meenakshi. The very biomemory of Meenakshi is there with our Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. He is the very incarnation of Meenakshi Devi, and she is there before us today. We bow down to her. We offer her our gratitude and devotion. She is the mother of our cosmos, mother of the whole universe, Janani, and she is the Angir Kanni, the closest and dearest friend, and also the dearest mother in our lives, taking care of all of us and showing us her divine compassion. We bow down to Meenakshi Devi. Then, of course, the procession concludes with the Chandikeshwara Swami, whom we celebrate and surrender all of our accounts and our integrity, and pray to him for all the choicest blessings in our lives. And all the devotees and all of the people who have gathered at Kailasa Madurai are being offered free Annadhanam, and now we are going to be offering our worship to and gratitude to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Paramashivam, who's always ever present as the Pratyaksha Murti there in front at the very gate of the Kailasa Madurai premises. We offer to him our deep gratitude and puja. Om Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat. Om Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat. Om Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Bowing down to Adiguru Dakshinamurti, who is there also ever present in front of the in the very entrance and welcomes everyone to the Kailasa Madurai, taking his blessings, bowing down to him. You can see the Annadhanam has begun in Kailasa Madurai, continuously feeding the very devotees of Meenakshi Sundareshwara is said in the Shastras as feeding Meenakshi Sundareshwara themselves. Yes, when we see the devotees, the Shivanadiyars, the one who come to have the darshan of Meenakshi Sundareshwara, they are literally the embodiment of Meenakshi Sundareshwara in our lives. Serving them is our honor and is our duty, as we are the Kailasa Paramparagata, the lineage that comes from Paramashiva himself, Meenakshi Devi themselves, and they come to share with us the gifts of the cosmos, the gifts from Kailasa, the power manifestation sciences, and living in deep devotion beyond all of our karmas, living in an enlightened civilization. The bedrock is on these kind of sevas and these kind of continuous free food, eliminating hunger, eliminating crime, eliminating the basic negativities that we see in the society because of the grace and blessings of Meenakshi Sundareshwara, giving free food. Not only are we quenching someone's daily hunger with the food that is being offered, we are offering in large quantity, many items, 11 items in number, a meal itself, more than people can, more food than people will be able to take. And this is the way the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is envisioning how Annadhanam should be done. It's because Annadhanam is the very source of really the basic necessity of everyone's day-to-day life. Food plays a crucial role in just the way that people think about how they're going to go about their daily duties or daily things. But when that is taken care of by you, by Somasundareshwara or Meenakshi Devi, when the food is continuously given to you and it doesn't have to be a bother or a thorn in your thoughts and your everyday thoughts, then you have the opportunity to think for higher things, like how you yourself can contribute to the world, how you yourself can make sure that you are not just only thinking about yourself, but also about contributing to the world. So even just elevation of how to bring people out of their only thinking about themselves or only thinking about their close ones, but thinking of the whole world and just raising people out of their poverty consciousness or criminal minds and life negative thoughts. All of these are Annadhanams, and all these practices help people heal from those. And as an evidence, when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism became the Pontiff of the Madurai Adinam, he took on the project that Meenakshi Sundareshwara blessed of the Nitya Annadhanam, and immediately in a few weeks itself, the authorities came and told that the crime rate in the locality has completely reduced because the Annadhanam has started making people taking people out of the desperation for the food and for the daily food they need. The Nitya Annadhanam continuously providing free meals for everyone who is there, is giving people so much of hope, so much of peace of mind, and people are able to better themselves and find themselves again in the devotion to Meenakshi Sundareshwara, which is the highest blessing that one can have in their life. To come out of their day-to-day and find themselves at the space of devotion is the best blessing from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who is the embodiment of Meenakshi Sundareshwara themselves. And today we have the we are ready for the offering, the Lagu Puja in the Adi Kailasa Nithyananda Sarvajnapeetham, where now we can be continuing the ritual. Yes, so we will be offering our worship to Meenakshi Sundareshwara, Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Somasundareshwara Swami, Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Meenakshi Devi, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the Utsav Vigraha of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. We will now offer our deep devotion and respects. Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavaditam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Samarambham Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Madhyamam Nithyananda Pariyantam Vande Guru Paramparam Lalate Tripundri Nitila Dhrita Kasturi Tilakaha Smaranmaladhara Spurita Kadikopi Navasanaha Dadano Dushtaram Chirashibhanirajam Shishikalam Pradipas Sarvesham Arunagiri Yogi Vijayate Dadhupaha Om Dashangam Gugulopetam Sugandam Chisamanoharam Agreyas Sarvadevanam Dhupoyam Pradigrihyatam Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Meenakshambika Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Somasundareshwara Swamine Namaha Dhupamagrapayami. Taddeepaha Yes, having the divine grace and blessings of Meenakshi Sundareshwara and also the Utsav Vigrahas of Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva, Nithyanandeshwari Parameshwara Shakti. Beautiful way to begin the morning and receive their blessings. It's the way that is the Hindu lifestyle, to have the darshan of the deities in the morning and then cherish them in our hearts for the whole day. It is the most wonderful lifestyle, the most wonderful way to have the day, and you will never want to have your day start without them, and that is how it would be. So it's a beautiful time, this Aavani Tiruvizha Brahmotsavam, where all of us are celebrating with the deities. Of course, the Leela we should get back to and finish and understand and celebrate today. After this Sambhagavandian had put the question to all of the Tamil Sangam, all of the court scholars, on would the smell of the fragrance that comes from the hair of the women, will it come naturally, or will it come from the any fragrances or perfumes added to it? So this question was presented to the scholars, and whoever would be able to answer and please the king's question would be receiving a sack of gold. Of course, there was a devotee of Dharmi in the temple of Mother Meenakshi, of Somasundareshwara Swami, who desired to be wealthy as he would live a very impoverished life. So he asks Somasundareshwara Swami, pleads to him to help him to have this gold that the king was offering. So, and Somasundareshwara offers him a palm leaf that has a poem that describes beautifully the answer to the king's question. And Dharmi, fully excited, goes to the king, presents this palm leaf that was given by Somasundareshwara, and reading the palm leaf and understanding, king was very pleased to hear the answer that Somasundareshwara Swami himself had written on the palm leaf, which is that the natural fragrance of the women is there, of the hairs, and it is not a fragrance that comes from anything added. And the way that it was poetically described pleased the king, and he gave Dharmi that very sack of gold. But there was a person who was completely against anything, and he was known as a person named as Nakira. Nakiran had come forth and said, no, this cannot be true, there is no evidence. And guests kept on saying, no, it cannot be true, no, it cannot be true. Much of what you hear from many of the atheists, just straight out denying any truth of any existence of anything that is divine and sacred. So he came forth and presented this point and said, no, it cannot be true. If the hair has smell, it would be coming from a fragrance that is added to it, or a perfume that is added to it. And he would not leave the point. And he was, in fact, a very valid scholar. So everybody had the doubt again coming into them. And then Dharmi went. He was very distraught and did not know how to answer the question of Nakira and prove him. So he went to Paramashiva again in the temple, and Paramashiva himself, Somasundareshwara himself, came out and said, I myself will answer Nakiran's question. So he goes to the court and he asks Nakira to give the question. Why is it that Nakiran says that the smell is something of added fragrance? Then he even questions, does this apply, Paramashiva questions, does this apply also to the celestial women, the women of the cosmos, Paramashiva Shakti herself? Will she also be having the fragrance that is coming from her hair, comes not naturally but from the perfumes added? In that also, Nakiran had the foolishness to say yes, it was even for her. In that moment, just slightly, Paramashiva opened his third eye, and in that heat of being outrageously saying no, even when Paramashiva was in front of him, and even when asked the question about whether Paramashiva Shakti herself will not be having the natural fragrance from her hair, even there when he's saying no outrageously, then Paramashiva opens his third eye just a little bit, and the Kiran was not able to bear the heat of the Paramashiva's Agnya, and he runs into the lotus pond of the temple and cools himself from the heat, from the burn. And in that way, Paramashiva also merges back and returns to Kailasa. this story is the Leela that is celebrated today, and we can see that how Paramashiva comes out to protect the Dharma, to protect the truth and stand by what is right, and proving any answers of saying no or just saying outrageously with no just because someone has ability to say it and ability to stand up for no reason other than to be against something. So in this way, even the times of people who are not able to consider even the devis or the anything sacred in their lives, those times also Paramashiva comes and saves us and says there is the sacred in our lives that is to be celebrated. And beautifully, this story also is the rescue of the Dharmi. After this, Dharmi of course got the sack of gold and was able to be living a happy life. And these Leelas are beautiful ways that we can see how Somasundareshwara himself comes again and again into people's lives. When we hear these tales, when we hear these stories, we should also feel our heart warm with the possibility of the same for us. Yes, it may be a child's ambition to have the Paramashiva come into their lives, but the truth of it is that we are also children in the sense of how we hold on to our patterns or hold on to our own miseries, and in that way also sometimes immature. But in the same way of adapting an innocence of a child to see this, hear the stories and celebrate those very Leelas and possibilities as a reality for themselves, as a prayer that Paramashiva should happen in our lives and take care of us in the same way. And of course, we have the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, in our lives, who has come and who has shown us the same kind of mercy and the same kind of clarity with which Somasundareshwara was able to give so many of his devotees. In the same way, we have the living manifestation of Somasundareshwara in our lives, which we also celebrate today, and celebrate all of the Leelas in which Swamiji himself stood against the atheistic kind of ideologies in the world and brought about the proper way of how Hinduism stands by understanding there is a higher intelligence in the cosmos that provides for all of us, that is Paramashiva, and he is real. And that's how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the whole tradition, giving people a real understanding. The ground reality is the world is theist, the world is the world as a reality as per Hinduism. So this is the way that Swamiji is sharing with all of us. We want to thank you all. If you are wanting to donate and wanting to contribute to the ongoing Annadhanam that is happening in the Shyamalapeetha, Sarvajnapeetham, you can become a patron and go to the Patreon link that is there in the description, or you can also make a one-time donation, scan the QR code, or go to the donation links in the description and make your contribution and your regular contributions to Kailasa, where Annadhanam is being served to thousands and thousands of people every single day. And you can be a part of the great effort of revival of the Annadhanam science as per Hinduism, and in a grand, beautiful way to bring higher sustainability and hunger-free world. So with this, we thank you all. We invite you all to join us again for the evening celebrations of the Mandagappadi, where Paramashiva himself will be gracing again with Meenakshi in the beautiful city of Madurai at Kailasa, Madurai, where we will be celebrating the evening festival of today's Aavani Tiruvizha Brahmotsavam. Thank you all for joining us. We'll end now with the Purna Mantram. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivo